Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and I'm feeling a lot better this week. My eyes were
A little bit better.
pure red last week, so
Yeah.
if I look like the devil or
I thought
something.
you were like, no, you look like you're getting ready for Halloween.
Yeah.
You got this vampire look.
So I feel much better, and thank goodness the sickness went away, and hope I didn't get anybody else sick.
It's pretty
so.
dedicated that you come to do this job. You know,
Yeah,
of course
well,
you're paid quite a bit. So.
Yeah, I can't pass up the paycheck
No.
here.
Yep.
It's just enormous. So.
Yeah. I got some property in Arizona I can sell you too.
I'd take it. Get out of this godforsaken weather.
It's oceanfront property.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In front of the Grand Canyon?
Yep.
All right. But we have a lot of
Before
playoff.
we continue,
Okay.
we forgot last time. Today our unofficial sponsor is
Caribou.
Coffee, and today we have pumpkin latte chocolate milk or something. What the heck?
Pumpkin white chocolate mocha today.
Yeah, there we go. PMCA.
He can't even remember it. That's how bad his memory is. I don't remember
Hey,
it either. So.
Coffee's coffee. Now you don't come up with these fancy pumpkin lattes.
Well, I know, but plain coffee to me is like boring. So.
Anyways, where do you want to start? We got the big cross country today.
Well, we got a big cross country meet here. Starts at, well, this won't be aired probably by then, but it started at 1 o'clock with the girls race, and then at 1:45 the boys race. Hibbing girls are probably, I won't even say that. The Hibbing girls are going for their third straight section title. They have just about the same team they had last year. The only difference is now Chisago Lakes has come into this section from section 5, and they will have probably the top two runners.
Okay.
So they'll finish 1 and 2 more than likely, and then it's up to the rest of the Hibbing girls to stay as close as possible. To, like James Please said yesterday, stay as close as possible to any team in green,
Okay.
because it's going to be Chisago, it's going to be Proctor, and it's going to be Rock Ridge. You can't count them out. So you have to stay together. Now we know for sure, hopefully Melina Sullivan and Tara Hertling finish up in the top. Hopefully they finish in the top 5,
Okay.
which is very possible. So we'll get at least a couple girls there, and then the next 3 just have to move up as far as they can, and it shouldn't be a problem. The top 2 teams do go, so they have that going for them.
Right.
So they don't have to. The pressure's not on them to have to win, but it's always nice to.
They should win.
Yeah, a three-peat. I don't know I don't know how if it's rare, but when I talked to Please yesterday, he says that's not something that teams do a whole lot, is
Yeah.
win 3 times. So
And they are running on basically their home court.
they are.
Up at the
It's a
municipal
very
golf course.
flat course. So
I see they had the cones out this morning.
okay, and the times, depending on the weather, obviously, and it's raining or it was raining, the times may be very fast, but if it's raining out, that changes everything. I mean, because
Yep.
footing.
Hope they got their long underwear.
Well,
It's cold.
yeah, they're gonna have to. But again, like I say, they're gonna warm up within the first half mile.
Yeah.
They'll be warm, so the cold shouldn't. Just maybe the wind, and if there's any wind and stuff like that.
Takes
But-
you about a half mile to get running too, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, when I was younger, I ran in the winter when it was below 0. You know, you just bundle up and take
run.
off, and then you warm up. So it's not, if you can picture me as a runner, I was just I was a casual runner.
You can be a walker
Yeah, I am a walker.
Yep.
That I am.
with your
With
stick.
my stick, my big stick.
Yeah, beat off all the girls.
Heard it when you said it.
No, that's for the dogs, right?
Yeah, I know. I probably don't even need it where I walk. I don't have down First Avenue in Howard. There's not
Yeah.
many loose dogs around. So,
Depends what time of the day it is.
well, yeah, maybe if the middle of the night. Maybe the middle of the night. Who knows? Maybe there's deer or bear that walk downtown in the middle of the night. You never
By the
know.
way you looked last week, you could have had a werewolf and a
Oh.
vampire. You'd be all set and ready to go.
That was. Oh, I don't wish that on anybody. But hey, now hopefully I'm done getting sick for the year. And
Boys football is done, unfortunately. Got beat 51-0, and that's got to be tough to play a team and then turn around and play them in the playoffs right away the following couple of days after. But they did win one.
yes, they did. So, hats off. I know it was going to be a tough year, and Coach Anderson knew that coming in. But you know what? They went out and they tried every week.
Yep.
They did not quit. They played hard, and it just things didn't fall together.
Well, again, it comes down to, we've talked about it for years, is the numbers just aren't there for them to produce a team that they can compete on the level of the competition that they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, that sounded pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounded like you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah,
But
just a second. The booth says I said it just fine.
okay. Yeah, you didn't realize we had earbuds in our ears.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
It's growing.
Yeah, whatever it is. No, and yeah, you got to have
Got to have the numbers.
you got to have experience at
Yep.
quarterback, and you have to have experience at running back and stuff, and your offensive line. Yeah, and again, the biggest thing too, other than having the numbers, is please get in the weight room.
Yep.
Make yourselves bigger and stronger. We had a decent sized line, but I don't know what the deal was with execution wise or whatever. But I don't want to get into trouble by saying anything negative. But it was a big line. I mean, there were some good sized kids in there, and it's just a shame that they couldn't open now, unless the running backs weren't hitting the holes that were provided for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's hard to say without even without looking at film or going to a game and specifically looking for that. But like you said, they had good size on the line. Maybe they need to look at opening the offense up a little bit. I don't know.
Well, and you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You got to be. You can only do so much with what you're given for
Right.
talent. But yeah, I mean that'll come if they can get some players,
Yep.
get some skilled or quality skilled players. Then you can maybe do some. You can open it up a little bit more through the air, and then maybe get some more on the ground.
Well, they'll be young at quarterback for the next couple of years. So
Well, yeah, if the quarterback this year, it was Landon Krumpetich, and
Yep.
he did a great job for stepping in
Yep.
there and doing it. But he's going to have to get better. They're going to have to get more players out, and don't, again, we talk about this constantly too. You're not going to get hurt any more playing football than you're going to get hurt playing in any other sport.
right.
I mean, it's just a fallacy. I mean, hockey is a faster game than football. And if you don't think you can get hurt playing hockey,
Yeah.
guess again. And I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to. All you got to do is look 13 miles to the east of us on Highway 37 there in Cherry High School. How many players on that basketball team are playing football?
Right.
And those guys are a very good football team, but those guys are also very good at basketball.
Yep.
And they're not worried about getting hurt
No.
playing football.
No.
Because any one of those guys, and God forbid, I hope nothing happens in their next 2 or 3 games or however many games they have left, that they stay healthy and that. But do you think for 1 second that maybe they're thinking about that? No, because they're going out and they're having fun, and they're throwing the ball around, they're running the ball around. They put up 72 points again this weekend, or on Tuesday against
Tuesday.
Northwoods. They're having fun.
And I'm sure it's going to come down to, if our betting man be Cherry and Mountain Iron, and that is played at Wasabi East.
Well, it has been the last couple of years.
Why don't they play here?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, it's not that far away for either one of them.
No, it's closer probably for
Yeah.
both of them.
And come here and play it instead of going to Wasabi East. So we got to start. I don't know
Petitioning.
petitioning or get the school
Yep.
board on that, or Mr. Turner
Yep.
to start getting that. I mean, because the stands here are no worse than they are in Mesabi East. There's only a bleachers on the one side of the field there, and there's only bleachers on one side of the
Yep.
field here, but it's got plenty of room to hold the people that
Oh,
would show
really?
up
Oh,
to
yeah.
that game.
Yeah.
So that's something that's got to be looked into. But
Yeah.
I want to say it because that's the truth of it. You're not going to get hurt any less in football or more in football than you're going to get hurt in any other sport, and you could get hurt going to your mailbox.
Well, you can. And a prime example of how a program succeeded, again, as we've talked about, is when we had 7 hockey players come play football when Coach Purcell was his first year, and they had a winning program. I mean, that there's the proof in the pudding right there.
Mhm.
So, yeah, the mentality needs to change a little bit, and if you think you're going to be a specialty athlete in a one sport and be a professional player or be a D1 college player, it's a tough road.
I won't argue with you.
So,
So yeah, get out. And there might be some guys now next year that maybe have talked to Coach Anderson about possibly coming out.
good.
So, and I know the other coaches, I won't say who specifically, but they want their winter sports
Yep.
athletes to go out and play sports in the fall. So, just think about it. And is it going to, changing the culture, as they say, if you want to, that's what we always hear.
Yep.
It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. And I just asked the other coaches previous to Matt about how they tried to change the culture, and really only that 1 year,
That first year when
or a
Coach
couple of
Purcell was
years
here, yep.
they did. They kind of changed it. And
Yep.
then after that,
But then it goes down to your youth programs and your C squad and stuff like that. Everybody's got to be on the same page. You can't have 5 different philosophies trying to run one football program. So hopefully they can get that put together, and Coach Anderson can get a program going that everybody's on the same page and knows. Just like Coach McDonald coaching Chisholm. If you were in 6th or 7th grade, you knew what to expect
yep.
if you got into the high school. So those are the kind of things that I guess that the struggles they're going to have as coaches to overcome. So
All right. Well, then we failed, but we got into football after girls. But the boys cross country meet will start at
Yep.
1:45 today. There's an outside chance that the Hibbing boys could possibly place in the top 2. No, I won't say win it because
Okay.
I don't think that's a possibility. But they could be top 5, depending on how they run. Obviously, they have to get. We had 2 runners. I think we said last week break 18, and we had 1 runner at 18. But they're going to have to drop at least another 20 to 25 seconds to be really competitive.
Okay.
So, but at least the start's there. It's all a young team. I mean, it's all a couple of juniors, and then the rest are freshmen. So
So maybe the favored runner from the other school will trip on one of your golf balls.
Well, you could. Yeah, there's probably plenty of them out there sticking out of the ground. Just so none of Hibbing runners trip on it.
Right.
But I don't know but Hibbing's beaten during races this season. Hibbing's beaten Chisago Lakes and Mora, which I think are 2 of the
Top teams.
top teams. Of course, Rock Ridge is the defending champs. So, until somebody knocks them off, they still have an opportunity to get there. So,
Well,
but good luck to them. I mean, I hope that that all the hard work they put in pays off.
Well, could be like the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. Remember that? Hey, Coach, please, where's me pull a rabbit out of my head?
Yeah, but again, the weather today doesn't look great, so we'll see how they handle all the
But
kids.
it's the same for everybody.
It is,
So,
and the clock doesn't lie.
nope.
What your time is what your time is. So, Doesn't matter. There might be slower times today because of the
Slippery conditions.
yeah. So we'll see. So, but good luck to all the teams in the section, and then the Section 7A meet is over in Coleraine, starts at 11. So we got like Chisholm and Ely, Mesabi East, those teams from around here. GNK, the GNK boys are probably the shoe-in
To win.
to win another section title. That would be like 8 or 9.
Wow.
And since Gino Urban graduated, you'd think that program might have gone down, but I'll give Coach Will Florsheim a lot of credit.
To win 8 in a row. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I mean,
good.
I don't quote me on the 8 in a
Yeah.
row, but they've been the state like 8 or 9 times in a row,
Wow.
whether they finished first in the section or second in the section. So that program has not missed a beat
Yeah.
since Mr. Urban graduated and went off to college. So
Well, again, that's just a sign of success in a program.
mhm.
So
Yeah, and the kids buy in.
Yep.
And
they
when
put the effort and the work into it.
they know, and they're used to it. And they might not be done anytime soon either, because they have some very good runners
Good.
over there. So good luck to all the Section 7A
Is that
teams.
hard to say? GNK? It used to be just NK?
Well, Greenway, no, it's not hard to say.
Okay.
But so good luck to all of them, boys and girls. And swimming, their sections will be coming up here in probably about a week or so. So we don't have really anything to report on that.
No.
So
And as we mentioned, winter sports is starting.
girls hockey starts Monday because I received the arena schedule from Ms. Hammer or Ms. Anderson.
Oh, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's all right. But so that's not too far away.
No.
And then the boys have started captain's practices, evidently.
Yep.
So some at the they started a week or two ago, I think, in Chisholm or at the
I think the ice is
Fairgrounds.
finally in at the Memorial.
because Sunday they have stuff going on in
Right.
there already. They have Bantams and Pee-wees going on in there and stuff. But so and then probably 2 weeks after that, after the girls start Monday, I think the rest of them start gearing up.
So we got basketball starting, wrestling starting.
Well, I'm not
Hopefully.
sure what order it is. I think girls basketball might start. Boys
Preparation,
might
okay.
start a week later than that. Wrestling might start a week later, probably this third week of November. And I know swimming's the last one to actually fire up.
And there actually might be snow on the ground.
Well, at that point, yes. So that's that probably wraps
That's
up
it.
the high school stuff.
Yep.
College, the Gophers picked up a huge win
Yeah,
over Iowa.
a lot of controversy.
Well, in a very boring game too.
Yeah.
Other than that last punt return, it was. But they expected that out of Iowa because Iowa's offense is. What's the nicest way to put it? Brutal.
Brutal. Yeah.
But again,
3 yards and a cloud of dust.
yeah. But then you can't say the same. You can say the same thing about the Gophers' offense because it wasn't very good there either.
But even that last punt, you got 6 guys standing
Well-
around, and they're all looking at him.
Well, and PJ Fleck admitted that they had to cover that better, but he also said the play should have been blown dead even before it happened,
Yeah.
because whether Iowa fans like it or not, that's a rule. You cannot wave. You can point. I don't know if you can point with both hands or
No,
wave
just
with
your
both
left hand
hands.
is supposed to be the left hand. The left arm is your signal for fair catch.
All right. So you cannot wave it. And once you start waving it, that makes it an invalid fair. I don't know if that's a great terminology, but an invalid fair catch, and play should be blowing dead, and it shouldn't even happen. But I was rewatching the game knowing that this had happened, and I was just sitting there and cracking a wry smile, knowing that Iowa fans are going to be disappointed.
Oh yeah. So who do they have this week?
Now they play Michigan
Michigan.
State.
Who?
And again, they have winnable games coming up, but now it's just a matter of getting the job done.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably put a couple wins together, and then they'll get invited to the Juicy Fruit Bowl or something, Double Mint Gum Bowl or something.
Well,
Some bowl game.
technically though,
6 wins get you in, right?
yeah, but they could win the Big Ten West. They can win the conference, the West Conference, and they could be playing in the championship game if they take care of business. Now they're going to probably get beat by Ohio State,
Yeah.
but they do, I think, have Michigan State, Purdue, and maybe Illinois, and then at the end of the year, obviously, they play Wisconsin. So that could be the determining game right there, whether they win the conference or not. So feasibly, they can be in the Big Ten title game, which would be kind of nice,
Yeah, down in Indianapolis.
especially for a team that Fleck always calls as rebuilding or inexperienced.
Yeah.
Well, it's inexperienced because you let somebody stick around for 7 or 8 years playing quarterback when you
Right.
should have been developing somebody else. So,
And then they get the players that are in the portal or whatever they call it.
well, I don't know how much we are affected by that, but it sounds like I was reading a story in Sports Illustrated this morning about Michigan and what they're paying, what their NILs are paying some of these players there to come there,
Yeah.
and that's not right.
No.
None of those kids deserve that. I'm sorry. I'm dead set against it.
I agree.
But our government
Your
and
government.
their vast knowledge decided 2 years ago that they should be able to use their name, image, and
Yep.
likeness and receive money for it. Which,
Well, that was more the NCAA,
well,
not the government, right?
they
No
passed.
difference.
They passed something. I don't really know what, but something happened where they.
Most politicians, it's called gas.
Well, but so yeah, but that I don't think the Gophers. I don't know how much the Gophers are getting paid. There's that one kid, I think, Bucky Irvin.
Oh, I
You don't know him?
don't know Bucky.
I thought he was as a freshman. He was running behind Mohammed, Ibrahim,
Oh, okay.
and he's in Oregon, and he's. I think it's the same guy, and I'm not sure. But I was watching Oregon play, and I noticed he was running the ball, and he was running it very well.
Huh.
So it's too bad he didn't stick around.
Right.
So I would have had. But again, when you let guys stick around for
7 years.
7 years, which again, all COVID related, that's too bad because you lost a very talented running back. And I still don't think that their quarterback is.
The answer?
No. I don't. Now maybe he'll prove me wrong.
Well, he's a big kid. He's what, 6'5" or something like that?
Yeah.
But hi.
But I don't know. I hate. I always think about questions I would ask PJ Fleck if I ever got to talk to him, and I just don't think he's the right answer. I mean, you got to go and find somebody who can fling the ball around the field, and then mix in the running game every now and then, because that's what all these teams do.
And that's just the opposite for the Gophers. Their running game is their prime offensive play, and then they try to throw the ball. When they try to throw it, they don't have
No,
people to do it. So,
no.
well, anyways, we've got a few minutes left here, so I know you want to talk about the Vikings' big win over Kansas City and the Wild, and then your lonely Timberwolves started.
San Francisco.
Pardon me?
San Francisco win, not Kansas.
Well, they beat San
Oh,
Francisco.
I'm sorry. I
yeah.
still had what's her name on my mind.
Pat Mahomes on your mind.
No, what's her name?
Oh,
Kelsey's
Taylor
girlfriend.
Swift.
Yeah. My granddaughter goes, I want to go see the Taylor Swift movie. $20 a ticket.
Oh,
I said, well, you better go to work.
yeah. Well, I mean, prior to that game, we were talking about being sellers at the trade deadline.
Yeah, all doom and gloom at that time, and now
And then
it's,
all of a sudden, now they're 3-4, one game under 500, and with a again, not an easy schedule, but a lot of winnable games
yep.
coming up, like 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah. I think if they can get past Detroit, I think Detroit's Achilles heel was shown last week as they got beat bad. I mean, really bad.
Well, And the Vikings played a great game. Kirk Cousins had the game of his life.
Yep.
The interception was not on him. It was pretty much Jordan Addison letting that guy rip the ball away. But then
But
he
he got
comes
it back.
back and
Yep.
rips the ball away from the same guy. And so, that's great. I mean, it was fun to watch.
Yeah. I think, Kerry, Green Bay might or might not show up this week, so we'll see what happens.
Well, if like I say, they're decimated by injuries.
Yep.
So their offensive line, guys on defense, one of their running backs is hurt. So we'll see what happens. And then the Timberwolves, can I say this on air? I hope they start 0-10. Mr. Negativity coming through
Yeah.
again. This is supposed to be a winnable game in Toronto, and they couldn't get the job done last night. I mean, I know it's one game, and don't panic time. They have 81 left, but win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah, it's again, as you mentioned before we did our pre-conference game, whatever we call it when we talk in the morning. It's the same old Timberwolves, and it's just come down, throw the ball up, come down, throw the ball up, let the other team throw the ball up. Can't get the rebound. They get the rebound. It's just the same old. And you got two of the biggest guys in the league playing for you,
Yeah,
and Joe Bear and the Cat.
yeah.
So-
And then when you have Naz Reid in there, he's just as
Yeah.
tall as them. I heard they did out-rebound them total last night. But offensively, offensive boards that teams get on us are
Yeah.
ridiculous. The first two shots, they got offensive rebounds on us and drilled a three.
When I was playing, the first thing I was taught is if your guy takes a shot, what's the first thing you do?
Go
Turn
block-
around and block him out.
block them out.
Yep.
And those 3-pointers are going to be long rebounds
Yep.
because the ball's coming up there at a pretty good rate of speed. So
But it's the same offense too. Come down, throw the three up. Come down, throw the three up. I mean, it's not even fun to watch anymore.
well,
Okay, Wild. What do you think?
3-2-1, I think.
Yeah.
So now they go on the road for 3 or 4 games, so they better pick up some points.
Find out if it's for real or not.
Well, until they get all their health guys back, which I start playing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's hockey. You're going to get hurt. You're going to play injured during the year.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys must be really hurt. But then I look at Christian McCaffrey, who tweaked his oblique.
Yep.
That injury kept Royce Lewis out for a month.
For a month. Yeah.
And he's a baseball player.
Yep. But he swings the bat.
Well, yeah, but football's a
McCaffrey
lot.
is just getting hit.
Well, yeah, he gets hit more, and he has to turn his body. He has to turn his torso. So I don't get the relationship between that and baseball and football.
All right, sir.
All right, well, thank you.
Another one's in the books.
Yep, for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again next week on Home Team Advantage.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.